Yeah, I should shave that off, huh? Welcome to the Mystic Mind. Actually, Optimistic M. I'm gonna used to do my audio broadcasts. It's Mystic Mind Cast instead of Optimistic M. Although I have thought about altering the name to reflect because I've used Mystic Mind for pretty much all my social media platforms, most of them at least. The exception being Snapchat, which I use Mystic Snap XX because I was just like, I was in a phase where I was just like, I really didn't know how to use Snapchat. I wasn't really sold on it, and so for the longest time, it would just sit, and I never used it. So now that I use it, it's like I can't change the name even if I wanted to. I'd have to like create a whole another account or something. Anyways, welcome to my channel. This is the first cast of the year, so happy 2018. And it is already going fast. We're already in week number 2. After this week, there's 50 weeks left. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's a long ways away, but I recall last year just gone like that, just done. It was September, October, next thing you know it was Christmas, New Year's, and now it's a new year. It's crazy. Some people have described it as a time, something to do, it's an alteration in time. Even though we can't physically feel it, we may notice it, and our clocks can't read, or rather, oh, that was weird. That's a first. I think they're onto me, guys. I think they're gone so fast. That's the only way we notice it, because we can kind of feel that, well, more advanced than say clocks are. Clocks have only one way of telling time, right? So if you think about it in terms of clocks being like 2-dimensional, and our brains are probably more like 3-dimensional, but we can't like regulate time like that. Just an example, and something I just came out of my ass with, so. But yeah, welcome to the channel. If you got something to say, you got any comments, feedback, or anything, please, by all means, leave it in the comment section. Or actually, there is no comment section yet, but there's a chat section. So let's use the top chat. So there's options of top chat, and then there's live chat. Okay, well, there's very little difference besides the fact that I'll get less spam in the top chat. So I'll use that. Oh, I should probably change. I'd like you to join me as I discuss the future. That's good, right? The future. That's a good tagline. So welcome to my discussion about the future as I sip on my beer. I'm not here to talk about resolutions, goals, although goals may come up. I don't really believe in resolutions as in something that just, oh, it's a new year, and guess what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to try to do this, blah, blah, blah. So, I'll cut to the chase and talk about something that I would love to talk about. And that is alternate realities. Yes, I probably chat about this before, but I guess tonight is the night, since I was watching Star Trek Beyond. This is the first time I actually seen it, and I wanted to watch it for a while and found some time to watch it, so I watched it, and I thought it was pretty good as a movie. The thing to know about the new Star Trek movies is that the story does not unfold like in the past TV series where Captain Kirk is the original captain, and that's how the story was. It was Spock never was a captain. In this story, Spock starts off as the captain. Kirk is more like a guy, trying to find himself. He's kind of in the shadows of his father, etc., etc., and he's just looking for himself, looking for pieces and shards, I like to say, of himself. Which is kind of like how I feel. Like I'm looking for like different pieces that define me, that like, hey, Michelle, this is who you are. This is what you love to do. This is what you're passionate about. I wonder if the music is being like tracked into. So try to keep that. I like it in the background though. So anyway. But yeah, so that's. Now I brought this up because pretty much Star Trek started out as an alternate reality, basically, and a lot of old school fans were like, "Well, what are you doing?" kind of thing. You're changing it up. But I kind of liked it because while I didn't grow up on Star Trek, my father used to watch it, and it was boring. I hated it. I was like, "Dude, can we watch something else?" That's what I was thinking as a kid. I was like, and it was like black and white, and until like the old school movies came out, and they were actually they were decent. So, but I really dig the newer movies because it's like my generation of Star Trek, So that's kind of where this starts because for me, when I think about like my life right now versus the life that another version of me could be living, I think two things come to mind. I put them below. But photography one, and there's other things in life, but I put Navy Reserve because it's one of the other things, the other parts of me that I do outside of my daily job and outside of my passion or love for anything else besides photography. And I should have actually titled this differently because what it really comes down to is my enlistment's coming up, right? Or my re-enlistment. This would be the third time, I believe, the third time. I re-enlisted for the Navy Reserve once, then once again. So actually this would be the third re-enlistment if I went through with it. I've been thinking for a long time about not enlisting, just purely as it's something that I do. It's a good change of pace, and sometimes it can be even fun. At the same time, I've come to basically the conclusion that it's more or less a distraction for me and everything else. Or a distraction. It's not the distraction, it's not even the main distraction, but it's a distraction. And one of the things that I've been desiring to do is get rid of distractions. It doesn't matter what it is. And this would be an easy one to get rid of. It's just, I don't re-enlist. I get out, I'm done. And that's it. Now the pros and cons of that is the fact that if I get out, I'm a free man basically. I have no chains attached or anything like that. And the main reason I've been thinking about just getting out is because Originally, and this is still something that will eventually happen, is going overseas and doing something else besides being here. Whether that's teaching English somewhere or immigrating somewhere, just for whatever. That's always something I've been wanting to do, but I just want to do it for the right reasons. I don't want to do it for anybody, to please anybody, because you know my story. If you've been following my series, you know, hey man, Mr. Cool, good to see you, man. I know it's been a while, at least a few weeks. How you been, man? So Mr. Cool, he says, destruction time is relevance to dimension and space. It's a very hard concept for most people to understand. That's really deep. So kind of going back, I want to backpedal on this, but don't. I'll stick to my. I'll come back to this in a second, but my sister actually brought this to my attention several months ago. I'm not exactly sure what she does, but she's rather sensitive to, what's the word? Mysticism. I could be totally wrong, or like supernatural elements. Oh, you like the old Star Trek series of movies? I tell you what, man. My favorite is still Voyager to this day, because they use a woman for a captain, and I thought that was ballsy. And people complain about like the new series now, where it's all diverse and everything. Like, dude, get over it. It's a new generation. So my sister mentioned something about there's, again, these fluctuations in time, and sometimes it goes really fast. And I swear to you that I notice it. I notice when time goes fast and other times when it's slow. Now, it could be purely subjective, like maybe it's just I'm playing a game and it's taking my time, but no, seriously, there are times when I feel time moves faster than normal. Anyways, so back to the reserve. So I've been thinking quite hard on this, and not just like not just like the last couple of weeks, because my enlistment's coming up, and I'm getting this phone call like, hey man, you gotta re-enlist if you want to do it. You gotta do it now. But I got options, so I got at least 3 weeks before I do anything, or not do anything. But I always, for the longest time, at least for the last few years, because the last time I re-enlisted was 3 years ago. Well, nearly 3 years ago. So he can do at least a 2-year enlistment at the very least. I did 3 years just to kind of like just let me get my time in, kind of thing. And this was when I was still going to school. So I had that. I decided I would just re-enlist one more time. And if I wanted to, I would decide to go officer, because then I would have been graduated by that time. And that was the whole reason why I enlisted last time, was the chance, the opportunity to go officer if I really wanted to. So, and then I started thinking, well, is it something I really want to do, or is it just something I could do and just kick ass at it? But would I really kick ass at it if I really didn't care about it? And then I started thinking about all these different possibilities, and then I started thinking about alternate realities, and like, well, in one reality, I'm a freaking captain of some Navy fleet or something. I don't know. Just stuff I think about. And I mean, there's an infinite amount of possibilities, right? And you could be anybody, anywhere, anytime. And that's just one of the things I drew. Like, well, I mean, in that timeline in reality, I'm probably like really passionate about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm super shit hot. But like in this point, it's not the same. It's like it's something I don't. It's something, yeah, I could do it, but it's not necessarily something I enjoy doing. It's just, and that's the thing that's conflicts with me the most. Is like, well, I can do it. I could be a great officer if I really wanted to, yeah. But would I be a good one if I didn't really want to? Would I be a good officer if, say, I I did it? I mean, I don't know because I'm not an officer. I can't. There's some questions I can't answer, and I don't want to like spend the next several years figuring it out because I'm not getting any younger. That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. Mr. Cool's doing pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, I seen some like Facebook posts on this guy. I was kind of concerned about some things, but I was just curious how you were doing. But one of the things that's the main thing that's been weighing on my mind is just like if I, and I always said, if I reenlist, I'm going officer like this. If I can even go officer, there's no guarantee I'll get it, but because you gotta be like shit hot, like, and not that I'm not shit hot, but I haven't been like top notch like since a couple years ago, or even a few years ago, because it's just, again, it's something I can do, but it's not necessarily something that I enjoy or love doing. It's not my passion. It's far from it, actually. The only thing that I get out of it is like it's a great networking. You get to meet people, you get to do some cool work, every now and then just to help out. And I think that's one cool aspect about it. That like this summer, I got to help out the shipyard and did that for a bit, and it was just something out of the ordinary, out of my day job, and I thought it was pretty cool. I didn't think it was fun the whole time because I had to work, but I mean, I thought it was pretty interesting because what I get out of it is I learn something new, I meet new people, I network, etc., etc. So that's the bottom line. But I mean, it's not exactly something I necessarily see myself doing. And then there's the military aspect. If anybody knows me, like, I am not like, I won't say disciplined, but I'm not the most like that follows the book, that follows like everything, all the rules and all that stuff. I tend to draw outside the lines a bit, and it's not a weakness, it's more of a strength because I like to be creative, and the way I see it, I can't be creative if I'm always drawing in line. But it's not to say that you can't. It's not to say that you can't be creative if you have restrictions and all that stuff. I'm just saying that I find less opportunities to be creative when I'm always following a path that's predetermined or something, etc. Anyway. Alright, so let's see the chat here. Mr. Cool says, I find the time goes faster depending on the moment. There are times when time moves slow and finds always best to cherish those moments because they might not happen again. That's very true. It's very true, man. Like, there are moments of time where I've noticed where it just seemed like it just goes slow. It's like it's slowed down. And it's like that moment you speak about, it's like maybe you're with somebody, maybe you have like 5 minutes that seems like maybe 30 minutes, and that's all you have. You're gonna make those 5 minutes count. Um, but yeah, you're gonna make those 5 minutes count because all you got. And one moment comes to mind. I'm kind of jumping around, but that's alright. I hope you guys follow it. That's the most important part. I asked this young woman who I consider somewhat of an acquaintance, more or less, maybe I would say more than an acquaintance, but less than like a girlfriend. I just told her how I felt, and I had very little time to do that because I knew exactly that I knew that I would be coming back here. I would have to leave. I'd have to say, hey, farewell. I hope to see you again, kind of thing. And I told her how I felt, and I swear that moment in time felt like forever. Like, and maybe it's just me. I don't know. Like, again, like there's certain times when it goes fast, and there's certain times like it goes so slow, as if you have control over it. And that's a different. I think that's a different um, phenomena. I don't know. I can't control time. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, I did see that post actually. Maybe I got you mixed up with somebody else. But I do remember seeing that post on Facebook. Mr. Cool mentions that Facebook post. Last thing I posted was how excited I was to see snow in South Texas for the first time, and I know I saw that post. I know I saw it. But I swear, maybe, like I said, I think I got you mixed up with somebody else, that there was some kind of issue or something going on. I don't know. That was a big concern. I was like, are you doing good? Are you alright? Dude, build a snowman. That's a lot of snow, man. I don't even think. Well, I've attempted building a snowman like way back, and it's nowhere like my imagination. It was like just big like freaking blocks of snow that was just like extremely difficult to do anything with, except roll. You can roll it some more, but that's pretty cool though. You have to build a snowman in Texas, man. Who does that? I mean, that's a rare thing, right? But that's pretty cool. That's badass. So, there you have it. I talked about the alternate reality where I could be some stellar officer or petty officer even. Whatever, I don't know. In the Navy Reserve, Navy, whatever. And I just feel like it's a distraction. And an acquaintance of mine stated years ago that it was more like an annoyance. It was just like, oh, it's that time again. Maybe that's what it's come down to. I don't know. So I have these options, and I'm leaning more to just getting out. If I can, I don't know. I'm supposed to have this consultation next month, and just give me like basically the rundown of like my options and stuff like that. So You will see me stream again about this, I'm pretty sure. Photography, though. So I've been using this alternate reality mindset. There's an exercise I do, and what I do, and some other people do the same thing, but they do, it's more like a visualization exercise, if anything. If you want to call it anything, I don't know if alternate realities exist, but I do believe that they do exist. I don't know if any way to get there, like in the Flash or anything like that. I just know that I feel like there's an infinite amount of possibilities that exist. That even now, like if I didn't make this video, what would I be doing? Playing a game, editing photos, playing on my phone. I don't know. Maybe drinking my beer in a dark room. I don't know. That is a possibility, or was a possibility. I don't drink beer in a dark room, so it's something that doesn't really happen in this reality. But it could happen somewhere, sometime. So I've been using the power of visual. It's a visual. I can't talk. Visuals. Yeah. This happens. It's live. It's live. A visualization technique where I envision an alternate reality where I am like the shit hot fucking photographer. And this is where I learned. This is the person who I learned from. Besides the people in my life, besides other people that are better than I am, that exist side by side with me in this reality, that's who I learned from. And that's who I strive to become. Because in some reality somewhere, I am a shit hot photographer. I don't know exactly what kind of pictures he takes, but he is good at anything and everything he does with his camera, and that is the type of person, that is the one person I want to become, because that is my passion. That shit is real. You don't think you have me on Facebook? That's crazy talk. What's your Facebook, man? Well, you don't have to tell everybody, but I'm pretty sure that. Wait a minute, is your name like Mr. Cool on Facebook? Maybe that's the problem. I'm getting you mixed up with somebody else, I'm pretty sure. But I swear I saw that post, man. One of my friends, kind of a schoolmate, she's like, okay, why do guys and girls think it's cool to take a mirror picture of themselves that show their messy ass room and bed on the floor with no sheets or frame? Like, isn't that kind of shame? I mean, shoot, you know what? That's a stark reality, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I've slept in a bed on the floor, but it usually has like sheets and stuff. James Johnson. Who the hell is that? Jesus or Jesus Cadena Jr. That's you? What? Was I supposed to say that out loud? Or was it the James Johnson I wasn't supposed to say that out loud? Oh, yeah, retracted. I guess I wasn't supposed to say that. I only said it one time, so you probably forgot it by now. It's all good. Trader Joe's. See, I'll get distracted if I come on Facebook and I'll just be like, dude, it's not happening. So I'm looking for this name that I just saw. Photographer. Or no, never mind. Okay. Oh, okay. No, I don't have you on Facebook, but some reason, somehow I saw that post. I'm pretty sure I saw that post. I am not even joking, dude. I know I saw that post. Yeah, I am not on there. I'm not on your Facebook. But I know I saw that post. I am pretty sure that I saw that post. I am not joking. No, I don't have a Facebook, but I do now. Alright, so send a request. That's a first. Well, thanks for sharing. Wait a minute. Who is James? Oh, James Johnson is a person. I didn't even notice. I don't really care about James Johnson, though. Oh, I got a timeout. I'm going to put that guy on timeout. He can't do shit. Troller's gonna troll. You know how it is. Haters gotta hate and trollers gotta troll. What the heck? I guess this is one of those nights where just people just come on here and just whatever. I'm pretty sure somebody's messing with me. You messing around with me? I'm not drunk, man. You know that, right? I'm a little buzzed, but I'm not drunk. There's a difference. I know if I keep doing this, I keep drinking this. It's only one beer, by the way. I think it's like 5%. It just so happens your initial starts with a B. Who are you, Mr. B? BB? Actually, it says BB. So you want to come back to Hawaii? Is that it? It's expensive, man. It's expensive and it's a bit crowded. At least on Oahu side. Big Island's pretty nice, though. Only been there once. So as I was saying, that's kind of like what I envision in the photography side of me is that I envision like this shit hot photographer who knows everything about his camera. And just I'm still trying to figure out some other things because it's as with anything, it's kind of like consulting somebody, right? So well, how do I get this to work? But you can only do that so much until you actually try it yourself, right? Like there's so many things to learn. so many different aspects of the art form, the science, that it's just nuts. Like, there's just so much to learn. And this is like the tip of the iceberg. There's people that can take pictures out of the gate, just like they don't have to do any changes. Maybe a minute edit here and there, but that's it. Somebody hack your account or something, just chit chat and just spouting off stuff. That it. Read out loud. Why I should read it? It's kind of like a chain letter, you know. Like, I don't. This is the thing I don't get. Yes, Mr. Cool, I am glad. Like, I finally, I am, but I'm pretty sure I saw that post. And I wouldn't be able to see the post unless we were connected before, which is kind of weird. Unless somebody is copying you. That would just be creepy. So, chain letters. I don't like chain letters. They're dumb. And I get them from, like, random family members most of the time. Or even friends that I haven't talked to in, like, forever. I get this random chain letters like, hey, you know, send this to 25 people and you'll be, like, blessed for the rest of your days. Or, and I don't get it. I don't know where it came from. Who started it? I think it's stupid. It's a waste of my time. But hey, if you want to say hello, go for it. Hey, hello, how you doing? It's been forever. I would rather get that than say this random chain letter that's like, oh yeah, I guess to the 25 people, and you'll be great. Really? I mean, let's be creative. Be more creative. That's all I'm saying. I don't sound like Brandon. Again, I haven't talked to Brandon. Last time I talked to Brandon was actually on Facebook. It was about Goku and how. So what are we talking about regarding Goku? If you are Brandon, that's all I have to say. What do you think about Goku, Mr. Cool? We had this, I was talking actually to a friend of mine about Goku and the new series. And just, why is my question. Why, you know? But we had this whole, like, discussion about the various characters. So I'm kind of going off point. I mean, at this point, I'm done. Kind of my main cast. I've talked about thoughts on alter realities, where I get a lot of my, I guess, motivation from, and then where I'm going with the name Reserve. My decision is pretty much made at this point, I think. Mentally it's made. It's just, I always feel like it's an uncertain thing that once I do it, it can be a bad thing. But it's because I've done it so long that I've become, well, I wouldn't say comfortable anymore. It's more so like I've kind of like in this groove where that it's a normal thing in my life. Like my job. It's a normal thing, but it's not necessarily something I'm passionate about. It pays the bills. It's not too hard. It's just one of those things. But my thinking is that what happens if I keep doing it? Like, if I keep going and keep going, keep doing it, it's like, oh yeah, you're over halfway, man, keep going. what is the point of doing something that I don't necessarily like? Hey, I feel like I could do it, but do I love it? Am I passionate about it? I don't know. So, some thinking to do. Alright, so we got, let's see, Brandon B. Brandon B. You know, if you are really in need of some hope and prayer, I don't have to say anything. I don't have to repeat anything. But what I can do for you is offer you a little bit of positivity, which I've become quite good at. I don't know about life being on the line, but if that's the case, I should probably go to a hospital, dial 911, something like that. And I'm just putting it pretty simple because that it's kind of like an instant thing. If it's that dire, just like that. Call a number, call a few numbers, call a friend, and get it done. But if it's serious, as life presents us with a lot of circumstances that are sometimes very difficult, then you know what I normally do. What I used to do, I should probably continue. I should probably do it again. Just kind of go out to the water. If you live in Hawaii, it's easy. Go to the beach. You know, listen to some waves. Just kind of just chill out. Do that every day. And affirm that something great's gonna happen. Like, affirm that, hey man, life's gonna be better. Life's gonna be great. At least better. I lived, there was a dark time for me out here as well, a few years ago. And I would do that every single day after work. Go to the ocean, go to the beach, peer out into the water. And I wrote down these affirmations, or you call them prayers, or whatever you want to call them. Affirmations I say every night, without fail. I want this, this, and this, and this, and this. This is gonna happen, and eventually it did. Eventually, all of those things, if not most, happened up to this point. Now I just gotta start doing it again because I think I became like too comfortable. Got a text. Yeah, I know. X-Files theme. Hey, there's a new X-Files coming out soon. What do you think about that? I'm on the fence. I did like the new X-Files that came out. What was it, last year? Oh no, it was like the year before for some reason. I don't know, but I swear it was like 5 episodes, and like all of a sudden we don't see anything, and now they're talking about X-Files again. Like, what the hell happened? What happened to the X-Files? Anyways, I'm kind of talking out my butt at this point. So I'm gonna call it a cast at 45 minutes 11 seconds, and yeah, I think I'm done. I've said my piece. I've offered some positivity to an unknown person, anonymous, who calls himself Brandon from Hawaii. So I'll pay it forward, man. You pay it forward when you can. Anyways, let me get off this soapbox, and thanks for coming. If you please like and subscribe, and if you think somebody else will benefit from this, please by all means share and like. In the future, I may actually, there's more than a possibility that it's most likely going to happen is that I'm going to do video casts about just various photography scenarios without being too technical, because there's plenty of videos about the technical aspects of photography, the creative, how to make this, how to do that kind of thing, and how to do this in Lightroom, blah blah blah. So what I'm doing right now, if you're curious, is I am striving to learn Photoshop, and it is a totally different beast. One photographer described it as, this is easy and Lightroom is actually the hard part. I'm like, no, I work Lightroom all the time. Photoshop is actually the hard thing. And I can use those tools for two different reasons. Like, I can do most of my basic stuff, basic to moderate stuff in Lightroom, and then like everything else that's like, oh, I can make somebody appear on top of a building but not really be there in Photoshop. That's something you can't do in Lightroom. So Lightroom does have its limitations, and Photoshop does have its purpose. They both have purpose. Mr. Cool chimes in. Like all cool things, it has to end, or at least reboots, like most of the characters within the whole new cast. Yeah, I know, I like the first episode, and I think for some reason I stopped watching it, and next thing you know, I couldn't find it on Hulu, so I was like, okay, where's it at? Because every other season is in Hulu, or even Netflix for that matter, but I couldn't find the new stuff anywhere, so I was like, do I gotta do a pirate thing, to find this stuff? I don't really want to, but that's kind of the option I have left. I didn't end up pirating, but I was just curious. Well, it's been great. I mean, I don't want to hold everybody up. This is like almost an hour. I know an hour is like my normal stream time, But the last 15 minutes has kind of been like lackluster, if you ask me. Just talking out my ass at this point. Anyways, thanks for coming, and definitely Brandon and Mr. Cool. Not so much James, but I do love you. I have a love for trolls, because I know that you will just keep doing your job, and I will keep doing my job, and that's how it'll be. But I appreciate the, giving me the motivation to be like, to kick ass. Like, down with the trolls, down with the haters. Let's make 2018 even greater than last. And look forward to more awesome content. At least I look forward to putting out some more pretty cool content for you all to see. Does that hint to better content videos? Maybe. But to be all honest, it does take a lot of work to make a video and put all this stuff together like I used to do. Edit all the time. It takes away from everything else I do, because right now, if you visit my Mystic Mind Eye on Instagram, or MX Photo Shoots with an F, you notice all the photography that I've been doing lately, and it has been taking away from my cooking, which I do love, by the way. I love cooking. It's therapeutic for me, but yet I have not done so much in the last 6 months or so, because I've been doing editing and photography, just learning the craft. Yet I do love it, so I'm not really complaining about that. It's just there's got to be a balance, right? Now I start doing video editing, then I have like no time to do anything else. So I'm just some people have that time. Some people have assistants. I don't have that luxury of assistants, so I'm gonna do the best I can. And this is the video that you're gonna get right now, unedited, raw, uncut, and that's how it's gonna be. But I tell you what though, if I when I start putting out more like tutorial like videos, they'll be more like closer to 10 to 15 minutes edited and all that stuff. So not to worry about that. Anyways, thanks for coming. This is cool for the chat with me on Hangouts. That's cool. Or anybody else for that matter. I'm on Hangouts as well. Visit me at optimisticm@gmail on my Hangouts as I drink my beer. I'd share, but it would take too many terabytes to share beer through this connection. Like probably a million terabytes or some shit. I don't know. Anyways, I'm out. Peace. And yeah, catch me on Twitch sometime in the future. I don't know. I might play a game tonight, but it's getting late. Definitely check out my Mystic Mind Eye on Instagram, Mystic Mind Stream on Twitter, Mystic Mind Eye Facebook page, and see what's to come. There's some things coming down the pipe. Valentine's Day shoots are coming. What they consist of, variety of stuff. That could be boudoir. Who knows? There's even a milk bath. I'm really hoping to do a milk bath. And who's gonna do it? I don't know. But I'll keep you updated, and on my blog, yeah. So if you follow my blog, please follow my blog. I put the most detailed stuff there. Doesn't mean that it's nude stuff. I'm just saying there's most detailed stuff about my shoots. Get your mind out of the gutter. Freaking A, man. Alright, so peace, cheers, and have a great day.